Hello, everybody. Got my girls here. We are so ready for our very first book club for The Friend Zone by the great Abby Jimenez. We've been talking about it even before we went live. There's so much to say. This is going to be an amazing experience. I'm Bea of Mama Needs to Read Romance, and I'll let Kaylani take it next. Go ahead and introduce yourself, girl, and tell us what you want us to know about you.
Okay, are we doing ratings too, or are we doing that later?
Oh, yes. Oh, should we do ratings? Let's do that. Okay, then I'll say, before you go, I'll say I gave it 4 stars. This is my 4th reading of it, and I gave it 4 stars then. I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking with the 4 stars. All right. Kaylani, take it away.
Hi, I'm Kaylani from Kaylani Simply Me on Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch. I'm going to be the outlier in the group. I give it a 5. I really liked this book, and I know it's not for everybody, and it does have some pretty hot topics, but for me, this one was a winner.
Nice.
I'm glad it was.
Oh, Karina.
Karina's giggling.
Hi, I'm Karina. You can find me at She Dreams in Words here on YouTube and Instagram. This was not my favorite. I had some issues with it, but I'm going to give this a 3-star.
Okay.
Yeah.
So sorry, friends. My internet cut out. Kaylani, what did you give it?
5.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god.
We should have like at the Olympics, the numbers we hold up.
Yeah. Okay, I'm so sorry. I think I cut you off, Karina. Sorry, my internet went out and then brought me right back in.
No, it's okay.
No, you didn't.
Did you hear my rating or no?
Did you say 3?
Yeah, 3.
Okay. Hey everybody, I'm Dana. So sorry, my hotspot cut out for a second. I apologize. I am gonna say this pains me because I've never given an Abby less than 5. I've never. I'm gonna go with a 2.
I was not expecting that. I was okay.
I'm all over the map here. Holy cow.
It is all over.
I kind of love this though, because this is going to make for some rich discussion.
Definitely.
Maybe you'll convince me to like it a little more. Maybe I can get to a 3. Maybe I get to a 3.
We'll try and bump you a little bit.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, so hey everyone, I'm Tara from Tara Talks Books on Instagram and YouTube, and this was my first ever Abby Jimenez read, so it's my first book by her, as well as her debut novel, so that's kind of cool, but I ended up going with a 4-star for this one, so
okay. We've got a couple of people. If you haven't had a chance and you're in the chat and you want to tell us what you rated it, we're so excited to hear. We've got Nikki's Bookish Coven here. Hey, ladies. I unfortunately didn't get to it this month. I wanted to pop in to say hi, and catch you next month's live. Looking forward to it, Nikki. Hey there, Sock, as we like to call her. Hey, ladies. I gave this book a 5 as well. I sobbed. I know, all the sobbing. Hey, ladies. I enjoyed this one. Gave it a 4.
okay.
Hi, ladies, 4, but Abby needs to make the women in her books annoying and hard to like more than the men. Hey, everyone, I listened to it all day yesterday. I gave it a 5. Oh, Christy, I'm so glad to hear that. Oh, right, Meg. A 2? Dana, she's saying. She's being honest. I didn't read the book. Holds forever and a day on Libby for both ebook and audiobook. Oh, Christina, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I ended up getting it on Audible.
Oh, okay.
I used the credit.
Oh, there you go.
I had to as well, yeah.
It was like 12 weeks or something. It was a long time. I was like, I can't wait that long.
This is from a book that's been around for years, too, which is pretty impressive.
It's very popular.
Yeah. I had it in my library. Oh, okay. And it was on Kindle Unlimited, I think, too, right? But if you want to listen to it.
Yeah.
Man, I love the narrators. Aaron Mallon and Teddy Hamilton.
Hamilton?
But Jacob Morgan. Well, Zachary Weber is my huge narrator crush, who's also Jacob Morgan, P.S. But Zachary Weber is just yummy deliciousness, and he's the narrator from here on out. So love.
Love
the Teddy
it.
Henry was also fantastic.
I
So
love it.
I could go to a 3 because the female lead was annoying me. I have a feeling we might hear that 1 or 2 times today. 2.5 stars, says Sock. Plus,
Ooh.
Abby Jimenez is too spicy for my taste. Sure. And some of her books are spicier than others, which is something I'm sure we'll cover. Hi, I gave it a 5. Hey, Mary. Hi, Jasmine. This was my first Abby Jimenez. It was a 3 for me. Okay. I love how we're just all over the board on this.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Oh,
Lisa, she
Yeah.
DNF.
Okay.
Tell the heroine was not for me in the first 50 pages.
Fair enough.
Okay. 3 stars for Crystal. OMG, I made it in time for once. Yay, Katie! Happy read along live show, ladies. Happy read along live show, Katie. I physically read 7 chapters a day so I could finish in time. Oh, you're so good.
Wow.
Right? I love that.
Mhm.
The narrators did a great job. I loved the audiobook. Yes, Amber. Yes. Got this on Hoopla. The others I requested holds on Libby since forever, so hopefully they come through on time. Yes, smart.
I'm still mad at my Hoopla. They did me dirty.
Oh,
I listened to the audiobook of this book the first time I read it on Hoopla. So like I was all planning my whole, experience around Hoopla, and I was like, perfect. So I went in my Hoopla. They no longer offer it. And I was like, oh, how
hate
dare you?
I know, right? I
So
hate when
weird.
that happens. Oh, yes. I'd have liked it more if Kristen's background had been front-loaded. Interesting. Yeah, she's got
Okay.
quite the background.
She does.
I'm at a 3.5 right now. We'll see what happens after the chat. All right, we might change some opinions today. I'm really excited.
No, are we gonna hire, like make it people go higher, or are you gonna make us go lower?
That is a good question.
It's always the fun part. It's always the fun part.
We shall see. I can't wait. All right. Well, we talked scoring. Let's just jump in. Why don't we do? I love doing this. Let's talk about favorite moments. Let's talk about some favorite moments. What do you guys think? I love.
That's a tough one.
That is hard.
Cheryl rated this 3.5 as well. For me, I'll go first since I just sprang this on all you guys. For me, my favorite moment is when they are in the parking lot and she's sitting on his lap and they are gravitating toward one another. Well, it's like a whole huge moment, really. It's she turns away, the moment is broken, and then she's racing to her house in the middle of the night while he's trying to deal with the tow truck guy. She's got her phone and Tyler's on there saying, I re-enlisted. And she knows that's the end. And then Josh runs up the steps like, you can't just run in the middle of the night. And then she collides into him. That's my favorite point of the entire book. I love it so much. But anyway, that's me. And feel free to tell us in the comments too.
I guess I just kind of liked their whole, it's not a favorite moment, but their like friendship when he would come over and they would just be sitting and talking. And that really came across in the book, is that they were friends and they had this like vibe together and they were just like on the same wavelength. And you could tell that from the very like start, because their meet cute. I really like their meet cute. That was fun.
Yeah.
So,
Love that.
I think my favorite is actually when he stands up to her mom. That was one of my favorite moments. I think I really love moments like that where you can tell that the character really understands their love interest. And that was one of those times when you like really saw how much he saw her. And I really enjoyed that.
That's a good one.
I think my favorite moment was when she went over to his place when he was kind of going through it towards the very end, and like she was able to kind of like get him, back like living again, because obviously he went through something traumatic. I mean, they all kind of did.
Yeah.
So it was nice to see her kind of in that caretaker role for Josh.
Yeah. Dan's like, I gave it 2 stars, so I didn't have a favorite.
You have a favorite scene?
I'm so sorry. I hate you down right now because I love Abby. This is
I don't mean to put you on the spot.
no, it's okay. This is what it is. I will say I really did like the moment that Kaylani said about like when it was like, because you could tell like how it's when Josh was saying like he noticed a shift in her and she was no longer acting like herself when her mom came around. Like her fiery like personality was like diminishing. It's like he could see the fire going out in her. And so that is a moment that I really did enjoy, is like seeing him like say like, no, we're gonna fan the flames, like you're gonna get your fire back, like this person doesn't get to like take away from who you are. So I did like that. I did.
Yeah. I loved it every time Kristen did not give an F, which was often. Just read my notes. I'm already bringing the rating down in my mind. Oh, no.
Oh, goodness.
My favorite moment is when she's having an anxiety OCD moment in Josh's apartment and he understands her and helps her to calm as well before he ran to the hospital to talk to her parents. Yes. Do I have to put a bra on? Because if I do, I'm not going. Yeah, that was great. Curl her down. Don't leave a curler behind or whatever.
That was funny. I did love that. The TP scene. That was good because you could see how playful they were. Yeah,
I did love that scene. Her moments with Sloane, who told her how it was. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so true. Oh, I can't wait for more Sloane. I liked when Sloane knocked some sense into her and kicked her out to go get her man. Yes.
I like that Sloane showed up at the very end at the courthouse too. Like in all her grief, she still came for Kristen.
Yeah, that moment made me a little misty-eyed.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
That makes me very excited for book 2. It's because I was like, Sloane, I was like, you're my girl. Like I enjoy Sloane.
We're gonna have so much fun in book 2. We're gonna have so much fun. I can't wait. Liz. That Sloane putting her emotions aside and slapped her with words to tell her to get her man and not come back without him. Yes.
Truly.
Sam, I mean, all my notes are basically like, girl, come on. Yeah, I did have that a lot for Kristen. The book really touched on things I've been through personally. And the fact she was a Kristen pulled at my heartstrings because, of course, Kristen, and this is Kristen. So, yeah, really.
Dang.
Yeah. Wow.
It definitely is a tough book.
What do we think of Kristen? Kristen is a very complex character. She's got a lot going on. She's got the infertility issues. She's got a boyfriend. She's got at the beginning of this book. And she's got a mom who is interesting to say. What do we think of her?
Who wants to open that box of worms there?
Crickets. No, I think she's interesting. That's right.
I feel like who was it? Somebody in the comments said, sorry, she was young. She was 25. I think it was Sock. And she said, like, I had to keep reminding myself, she is young. The guys are older. So, like, I get kind of why her communication was, like, struggling. But at one point, if it hadn't been, like, for Sloane and, oh, my goodness, what is her fiance? Brandon's like situation and the miscommunication kept going on, I would have been more annoyed if that piece wasn't in there. Because if not, like they just would have miscommunicate, and then we would have gotten to the end. And I was like, I need you to tell him. He's gonna love you. So just calm down.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I didn't rate it a 5.
Sure.
So,
yeah. This is a good point. After the events in this book makes me scared for the emotions in book 2. Well, I have great news for you because none of the books are as gut-wrenching, even remotely as gut-wrenching to me, at least. You guys can feel free to disagree. And I'd love to know if you do. This book was particularly hard to get through, like more so than any Abby that I've ever read.
Book 2 or the Friend Zone?
So I'm sorry, the Friend Zone. Was especially hard. Like after, I mean, there's always like moments in the rest of her books that are like, you know, kind of tugging at your heart. But this one has the moments that are just like, oh, just gut wrenching. So I don't know how those that have read a lot of Abby might be able to weigh in too.
Yeah. But I'm actually surprised I didn't cry in this one.
Wow.
Yeah. Like the misty eye, because I cry in the 3 that I've read prior to this one, I've cried like multiple times. So I was really shocked that I didn't shed a single tear.
Interesting.
I can relate to Kristen with like fertility and things of that nature. I'm surprised it didn't like hit me. I think what kind of detracted from my enjoyment was the whole Tyler situation. Like that gave me the, for lack of a better word, the ick, because like my husband's in the armed forces, so I could relate to her too on that front. So I just did not, even though, you know, emotionally lines were crossed, at least in my opinion. I just really not like that part.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sorry. No,
go.
No, Dana, go please.
I was just saying, I was also surprised I didn't cry because I am a crier just in general, like, you know, and I've cried in all of my other like Abby books, and this one, I mean, didn't even get me a little. And I don't know. I think honestly, not to like sound like a parrot like of Karina, but honestly, that the Tyler situation really, I think just like made me disconnect so much, I think, from the story and like the characters, that it was hard, I think, for me to get back into it. And this is gonna sound hypocritical, so hear me out, okay? Like I love the after books, okay? Those are toxic. Those are about as toxic as they come. Okay. Anna Todd put every negative thing into those books. And I ate those up. Love them. Okay. And you know, like for me in this book, and I'm saying it's like hypocritical because, you know, the cheating trope like is in other things that I have loved. But I know physically they did not necessarily, I guess, cross certain lines, but like I felt like emotionally you were 1000% cheating, and it just took me really out of it because I think I just thought of like somebody's out there like in the armed forces, like out there doing their duty and like thinking that you're home holding it down, and like you're just like LOL that I think I love Josh, and that was sorry, it took me out. I couldn't. I could not. And then I was like, now I feel bad for Tyler. Like,
yeah.
I didn't like that. And yep.
Yeah. No, that's a really good point. I know I was really trying to root for her and be like, she's trying to look bad and she didn't want him in her house and she wanted to say no. And like, but then when she stopped answering Tyler's calls, that's when I was like, come on.
Yeah.
Like he's calling you from overseas. Like that's when I started to get really irritated with her.
Yeah. Especially when they said like he can't call all the time, and when he can call, it's like you just never know. Like, and just the fact that like her phone was ringing and like she was just like, I'm watching a movie with Josh. I almost threw up. Not to be dramatic, but that was too much. That's too much for me.
Yeah.
Because like they're not college kids. Like I know 25 is not, obviously, like you're not a million years old, right? At 25, but it's like, you know, you're not 18. And I don't know. It just didn't work for me.
Yeah. Well, it's great points.
Sorry, friends.
We appreciate your candor. Kristen was super upfront about everything except the one thing. Her reasons for keeping the lid on the one thing I found to be inconsistent and weak. Yeah. She was selfish and at times unlikable, although when she was chill with Josh, they had the banter. I like her. She annoyed me, but I kind of understand why she was the way she was from a mental health side of things. I related a lot to how she reacted to different things because of her mental health and such. Yeah, like the OCD and things like that. I'm confident book 2 will restore your faith. Yes. I'm going to say it. She was used as a character device to put other women down, to lift her up. Oh, wow. Even though she was selfish, manipulative to Joshua.
Oh,
interesting, Crystal. Interesting take. Also, she named her dog Stuntman Mike. I think it's funny and I like it, but not sure which is dog's name.
Isn't that Abby Jimenez's real dog's name?
Yeah.
The little one? Yeah.
Is it?
I think so. I follow her on Instagram, and it's like the little dog that she has. Right. I think she has more than one.
Yes, she does. She's got a couple. Yeah. It was so cool because I think it was yours truly that I got And I know they didn't really do this. She must have a stamp, but they signed Stuntman Mike and Tess signed the book
How cute.
along with Abby.
That's so cute.
Precious.
I kind of like that she has it looks like she has dogs in all of her books.
Oh, she does.
Okay. I think that's kind of cute.
It's so fun.
Especially if you're a dog lover.
Yeah.
And the dog in the next book has a great role. It's so fun. Okay, I
did read the synopsis for that one. It seems fun.
It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing. Dude, I feel like I have a black heart, and this one had me in my feelings. It hits everybody differently. Not after Dana.
It's sick how much I love it, and I'll take the shit. It's fine.
I've only done the movies with that one, and watching the movies, I'm like, that is why.
Have you read the books?
No, I haven't.
Girl.
Classic.
I'm telling you right now, though, that first movie does not even scratch the surface for the toxicity in that first book. My God. And I kid you not, I finished it and I was supposed to be buddy reading it with somebody and they were not done yet. And I needed to talk about it, but I had nobody to talk about it with. And so I did the next best thing that I could. I literally immediately restarted the book. I read it twice back to back. It's sick. It's toxic. But I loved it.
That's funny. Oh my goodness.
That gives me the feelings that I had with 50 Shades. That's how I was with that book. And that book is bad. And it objectively, to all the people that I've ever read it, it's bad. But I ate that up so bad. I think I read all 3 books in succession back to back 5 times. And those books are chunky.
Really?
Physically, with my eyeballs.
I read them 5 times. When they were first coming out.
See, and I think with after, just to say, it's the toxicity in there is you knew it was going to be. And I think this one, and this was not nearly, I'm not saying nearly at all as toxic, but I'm saying I know it sounds hypocritical to love that thing and then call this one out on something. I think I just did not expect it in something that was, I just thought going to be a little difference of characters. In that one, they're 18 there and after, so it was I don't know, but yeah.
No, I also feel I know when I read certain subgenres of romance, I have different expectations.
Yeah.
So, my alien men are getting away with more, for example, than my human men.
Yeah. I still have to read that. I still have to read that.
Yeah.
I also feel Abby kind of leans more into more realistic romance. So if you're reading it on a realistic standpoint and seeing it from a realistic mindset, then all of those things that this character did don't make sense. That would be red flags flying out the window. So I can totally see where you guys are coming from on that.
Yeah. Good point. Tyler just came across as a plot device. He didn't make a lot of sense as his own character. I'd love to see more of Tyler. Sometimes in her universe, she brings them back. It'd be interesting to see if we find him again. That'd be cool.
I would read a Tyler book.
Right?
A Tyler book, yeah.
Totally. I actually cried when Brandon died. I know. I don't cry over books, but I had a close family member. Oh no, Crystal died in a car accident. It was triggering, and overall I felt manipulated by the author. Oh, Crystal, I'm so sorry. Oh, trauma as plot device to manipulate the reader, not from an authentic place. Wow. Oh, I'm so sorry. After I know, he had to die to move the plot along and make Sloane available for for Lur. Thank you. For Lur book. Yes, right? Even Josh got mad that she didn't answer Josh and called her out on it. Yeah. Oh, fiance. Right. I didn't like the Tyler situation, but at the same time, I didn't really like Tyler. He kind of felt bland to me. I felt like if he would have been removed from the books, we wouldn't have changed much. Interesting.
Yeah, I agree, because I feel like Tyler, she already had one foot out that door. She was already on her way out, and she just needed to be honest with him. She didn't want him to move in, and he's the one that just basically pulled the plug of I know she doesn't want this, but I'm going to re-enlist anyway. And so she gave him that ultimatum, and he made that decision knowing. So they kind of both had one foot out the door, because he re-enlisted, and then she was obviously having emotional feelings with Josh. And so I was he didn't need to be in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that drove it down for me too, because like you said, I have a spouse in the military and that's a no-go.
Yeah.
And then the interesting thing about him is he comes back and proposes.
Right?
What do we think about that?
Wild.
Now, if we want to talk about manipulation, that was manipulation.
Like, I can't live without you, but I just made this giant life-changing decision without you, because it changes her whole life too, and her whole expectations. I could go on a rant, but
why not? Go ahead. We're here.
I'm like, how dare he come back and say that? But like, she's also doing the same thing. So am I going to lower this to a 3, guys?
Oh
my God. Here's the thing I think that also irked me a little bit, like when Tyler did come back, was her going through this whole thing of being like, oh no, like I see why I do like Tyler. Like I didn't like that wishy-washiness in her, because like Josh deserved better. Like to, for you to, both of them deserved you to either be in or out. Like in this, like that like back and forth moment of like Tyler coming back is like, do you even actually really like Josh? Because what's going on here? Like that was just, if Tyler wasn't a part of this story, this would have been a much higher rating. Like if this really was just like her starting off as friends with Josh, finding those feelings, but feeling like I've got things going on, and so I don't want us to cross that line. Like this could have been a much, much higher rating for me. Like if Tyler just wasn't in it at all.
Yeah, because I would understand more like that, not wanting to share that with Josh, that she thinks he wants to have this big family because he's always said that, and then her having obviously infertility issues and a lot going on. Like I would have understood that more of like, because her mom made her feel that way. If we would have like veered it towards that way of this childhood trauma that she obviously dealt with her mom, and then having to go through that, not even including Tyler. Tyler could just not be around, he could not be a part of the story. And it could be more like she just didn't want to share that with Josh because she was afraid he would reject her, like her mom always rejected her, sort of thing. That would have been more like, I don't know, more realistic, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I love some of these comments. Like, why would you propose after you ask me if I'm in love with Josh? Tyler, stop it. Like the proposal made no sense to me because there was nothing showing a connection between them, Like if we get something to show they loved each other, it would, but we didn't. That's a great point.
Yeah.
I did think of Tyler as an arranged marriage situation kind of deal, but it wasn't explored enough to justify how the story treated him. Yeah.
I think it was more just because her mom liked him.
Right.
Yeah.
And she was settling because he didn't want kids and he didn't have anything else on the horizon. And maybe he'd been dreaming about getting married to her his whole deployment or something, and he's like, I'm going to go through this. Like he had the ring.
It does make me sad. Sorry.
No. Go ahead, Dana.
No, I was saying it does make me sad for her because it's like she really was settling for what, like the most that she felt like she deserved. And like that is heartbreaking because you never, like you don't want to see people thinking they only deserve like bare minimum, and like that's why. So, so that does make me sad for her so much because like she knows like she does not care for him the way that you would want to when you're gonna enter into like a long-term relationship with somebody. Like, but she just knew like, well, he won't think less of me that I can't give these kids because he doesn't want them in the first place, So it was that part when you think of it, like when I think of it like that, it does make me very like sad for her. But
yeah, I think that's why too her mom was brought into this story, because you get a sense that she probably has decent self-confidence, but then when you realize through her mother what her mother's done to her, there you go. That's the reason why she's probably still feeling like she's not good enough for Josh, and that she doesn't, deserve any other one other than Tyler. Why didn't Tyler marry Evelyn? Kristen's mom.
Evelyn?
Evelyn's Kristen's mom. They're both cardboard characters, perfect for each other.
Truly.
Oh gosh, I'm so glad I didn't read this book. I find it weird to read books that have my kiddos' names in it, right? Yes. I feel like from Kristen's standpoint, Tyler was the safe option, and choosing Josh was scary because of her own insecurities. Well said, Amber.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Very much. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How do you think Josh would have reacted if he'd found out earlier that Kristen was going to have a hysterectomy?
I don't know.
He waits and waits to tell him.
Yeah, she does wait a long time.
Too long.
I think he would have. I mean, he would have watched obviously what he said to like not make her feel the way that she did. Obviously, I mean, I would assume he's the love interest. He needs to be that way. Or supportive. I don't know.
Yeah. Sock agrees with you. Oh no, wait, where'd she go? Oh no, kept his mouth shut about having a jillion kids.
Right?
Yeah.
He wouldn't have gone
I
on.
did like how he did though the gesture of like, hey, I'm gonna go figure some things out, like all this information as far as like fertility, surrogacy, and then even adoption and fostering children. I like that he went through that route to like kind of show her like, hey, I'm on board with you. I love you. And if we get a kid, however we get a kid, it will be because we are a couple together. And I like that aspect.
Mm-hmm. Using logic, right? Because he couldn't argue. Was it she feelings weren't gonna convince her, so he did logic. I loved that aspect. I thought that was so cool. Possibly be more supportive. He might have stayed friends. That would have been interesting if he'd known from the get-go. I wonder.
I don't know. That's interesting. I think he liked her from the get-go.
Yeah, because even when she was taken, like he was still
he
not
was
shy about
this girl taken.
Yeah. I think Josh would have been more considerate and still been around to support and help her.
Yeah.
Well, the amount of times I said out loud, just tell him, for pity's sake. I know, right? That binder broke my heart and I lost it. He showed her how much he truly loved her by putting that stuff together. I love it.
That was a good like grand gesture sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We love a grand gesture. And that's one of the things I love about Abby books at the ends. Oh, yes. Relationships made with facts and logic. Awesome. Did anyone else want to weigh in on that? I want to make sure I have more questions.
I just think he would have been more mindful of like what he said, because like, he didn't obviously consider anything that she might have been going through or like her thoughts and feelings on situations and stuff. And so it's like, I think he just would have been more mindful. I think he still would have been locked in. I just think he would have been able to support her like earlier, obviously, and like be able to really cater to the things that she needs as like for her health and not make her feel with like that burden. Because I don't think he would have walked away. Like I think he would have been 10 toes down. Like he still would have been in there.
Yeah, and this is an interesting point by Amber too. Well, if the book was written in a realistic way, he probably would have not pursued a relationship. However, since this is a romance, he totally would have still fallen in love with her. Good point. How do you think Josh would have reacted if he'd found out? I did that already. Sorry, I was deleting the wrong one. Oops. Okay, sorry about that. This one is a tricky one. This is sticky wicket, everybody, guys. But I decided to add it. How do you feel Abby Jimenez handled the topic of infertility in this book? This is tough.
I feel like
it definitely is a tough one to. Sorry, Tara, go ahead.
No, you're good. I just feel like she glossed over, I guess, a bit of it. Like, I don't know. I felt like there could have been more of like it, but there was definitely a lot. As far as like understanding how much pain that Kristen was in because of her fibroids and all of that. But I was also thinking the surprise pregnancy, because that is not realistic for people who do deal with infertility, and to throw that in there can trigger some people, so that was like kind of like a ugh.
At least I was gonna say the same thing. I feel like if you're gonna handle a topic, I mean, I get that it's supposed to be a happily ever after. I mean, most romances are, but you can still have a happily ever after without children. And I think that a lot of the times in romance, that's really it's not represented as a whole. Like it's like you have to have kids in order to be happy, and they still could have had children, but she didn't have to do it in the natural way. There's a lot of other ways that she could have gone about it. But again, I mean, I can't speak from that because I haven't ever suffered from that. And maybe that's what some people want to read about. They want to see somebody else getting that happily ever after. But I agree with Tara. I think that it could have been really insensitive for those that do suffer with it to read that and know that that may never be an option for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know reading, when I first read this book, I went back and I was reading online what people thought. And that was one of the hottest points was the surprise baby. It's like, it could have been a really happy ending without. And I think it disappointed, for the most part, a lot of people that had dealt with that. And the fact that she chose to add that at the very end, I would have been just as happy, without that. But yeah, it's an interesting choice. Let's see. I don't know because I've never been put in that situation. She says it was inspired by her friend's story, so I hope that it's close enough. Infertility was not handled well at all. That's why I went from a 5 to a 4-star. In so many ways, it was just cringe. Yeah, she referred to her body at one point as like a rust bucket. I was like, oh, honey, don't refer to your body as a rust bucket. No. That really bothered me. Did not like the Deus Ex Machina at the end. I know that was based on real situation, but look, I am pregnant and now it's a happy ending. Preach, Kaylani. Don't need kids for the HEA. Yes. That can make a reader who has infertility feel like, why won't this happen for me? As the only guy here, I completely agree. I thought Abby had done a great job up until the surprise pregnancy part. Yeah. Childless women deserve happily ever afters too. Amen. Well said, Crystal.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. Absolutely. And from going from one tough question to another, this is just this book, guys. I'm sorry. Were you surprised about Brandon's role in the story? And I phrase it that way to make it as open-ended as possible.
I would say yes, because I was not expecting, because I did not read. I did not pick up until I was like almost done with the book and the accident happened. And I was like, oh my goodness, is Sloane the character in the next book? So I went and read the synopsis of the next book and I was like, stop it. And they were still in the hospital and he was in a coma at that time. And I was like, he's not going to freaking survive. And I was like, oh, I was sad.
Yeah.
I was like, how dare she rip this away from Sloane? And the way he did it, because he's a firefighter and then being on the scene and then him having to go back to work. I did like how she, Kristen, came and like, she's like, okay, I got to put this in a box and I need to do this, this, and this. And I feel like that kind of showed kind of what she had to do as a kid probably. And then how she had to like compartmentalize that and be like, okay, in this situation, I have to take control because there are people that are going to need me.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
it broke my heart when they figure out who is, who they're responding for. And like, oh, that part, that one hurt too.
Yeah, and poor Sean. I mean, Sean couldn't even begin to keep himself together, even afterwards. He was breathing into a paper bag, and oh, that just killed me.
It was the line where Josh said, like, because Brandon was wearing the shirt from his bachelor party, and it was when Josh said, he's like, I know you love this shirt, buddy, but I promise we'll get you another one. That one almost got me. That one almost got me. I was like, oh. I almost had the classic Abby tears on that one because I like trying to put yourself in that mindset of like imagining that you're already seeing like the worst things, like and then like, being somebody you love like that is really that's a lot.
I think for me, I'm sorry, Dana. I'm having a little bit of a lag. Did I cut you off? I'm so sorry.
No, you're good.
Okay. I think for me, it was interesting to read it on a second round because the first time, obviously, I did not expect it. That I remember sitting in my car reading that particular scene, and I was like, "Girl, how could you?" But the second time around, the accident didn't break me, but it was the hand squeezes when she was sitting there talking to Sloane. She's like, "Squeeze if you love me, squeeze twice if you love me," and it's like she was building up that hope, and then freaking 3 pages later, he's gone. And I was like, okay, ow, okay, that hurt. Because if you're reading it for the first time, you're expecting good things. You're like, wow, he's going to make it through. And she just destroyed all your hopes and dreams.
Right?
She did. I was like, oh, he's going to make it. With the little, I was squeezed my hand, and she did it twice. And he's like, tomorrow, I'll see you tomorrow. Like, because they're going to wake him up out of the coma. And then he's like, while Josh is there, he dies. And I was like, how dare she do this to me?
The way my body reacts when I listened, even though on the 4th reading, when Josh is talking to the nurse overnight at like 2 a.m. and she's checking his vitals, and then he realizes through her demeanor that something's off, and then he checks his eyes. Like, it gets me every single time. It's just so hard. And I am very thankful that, so what I did is again, the very first time I was reading any of these, I didn't really pay attention to the order. And so I just picked up whatever one was available first from my library, and it happened to be Sloane's book. So I read that one first. And I'm so thankful that I did. But then when I was reading this book, The Friend Zone, every time I saw Brandon, I was like, oh, Brandon, like, you don't know what's gonna happen, Brandon. It's not good. Like, he's there, and I would just, but I'm honestly, for me, I don't honestly, because I don't like really heavy stuff in my books usually. I think I probably would have read an Abby Jimenez again had I not, like, if I had thought it was going to be that heavy and that gut wrenching. So I'm really thankful that I read the Happy Ever After list first. So. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. We've got some great comments here. I want to make sure I don't skip. That gutted me. Yes, he was better, more richly drawn character than Tyler, but then he too turned out to be a disposable tissue.
The disposable tissue took me out. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes, I didn't expect Abby to go there. Like, OMG, I was crying so hard. I know. I love Brandon as a character. Me too. I thought for one of the guys was going to be hurt in a call fire when they went north to fight one for a few weeks. Yes, that would have been another thing that definitely happened. Oh, there she's found herself. Josh having to be the responding paramedic and having to go back to work was a lot. Yeah. Absolutely. That line sent me over the hill and just started on me. Yes. I didn't know Sloane was the female main character of the next book, so I was surprised when he died. I felt like we should have gotten to know him more throughout the book if he was going to play such a major part at the end. Oh, good point. Yeah, I would have loved I would have loved more Brandon.
I would have liked maybe to see their wedding, but then I also liked the aspect of her showing her having no control in his decision making, because as a fiance, you don't think about that, and then a tragedy happens, and then his parents get to make all the decisions. And I liked kind of seeing that take on things, because I mean, somebody knows if you're engaged, like, what?
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. It hurt, especially I had to be like Kristen during the similar crisis I experienced. Oh, Crystal, keeping it together, I couldn't break down. I cannot even imagine. My heart is going out to you right now. Hugs of love. Yes.
Like sending you love.
I was texting Karina and Dana saying Abby and I are going to have words. I love it. I love it. It's like a horror movie. Don't go there. Why did you go there? I know. And for me, I had only started reading romance recently when I first started, and I was like, I didn't think people could die in romance. So I was like, it'll be fine. No.
As soon as they said motorcycle, I was like, gosh dang it, it's Brandon.
Yeah, same.
I know. Oh, it was her first book. Yes.
Yeah. I think it was a solid debut. I think she just had a lot in it.
Oh, yeah. like all the things. So many things. Usually when I read these, they've got one thing, either infertility or a boyfriend or a mom that's horrible to them or something. I mean, it's a lot.
Trauma.
Yeah.
Yes. Every page was another trauma.
Why does an organ donor firefighter not have an advance directive, though? That's a good point. It shows her later books are much better.
Yeah.
I will say, I did think Kristen, there was one mention, she was like, where I thought she was relatable. And she's like, when I first get home, I want to take my bra off and scratch. And like, you scratch my back. And I was like, yep, that is true. I was like, that is relatable. I grew up in California. So when they said Del Taco, I was like, I want some Del Taco now.
Oh, fun. I love that.
It's interesting as a person that lives in California, all the little references, that was kind of fun too.
Yeah, there was a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's very cool.
Yeah, because I live like 45 minutes from LA, which is where this book is set.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it was kind of, I mean, LA's a big city. It's like you can watch it on a movie and see the same things, but it was just kind of cool to see some of the little references.
Yeah. Oh, very cool. So. Have you been to any of the landmarks that they mentioned?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I probably could, but I'm not an outside girly. I'm an inside girly with my book.
I love it. I love it so much. So one thing to keep in mind, and again, I'm not trying to do spoilers. This is not a spoiler, but I've heard that the person who hit Brandon may wind up being, and I don't actually know this either, may end up being somebody in later books. Oh. This is something that somebody messaged me about, and they said there's a rumor. So I want to see if we can all remember, because I might forget too. This is also helping me remember. The woman driving the car had a blue Kia, and that's all we know about her. We know she was a woman, she had a DUI, and she had a blue Kia. And Abby Jimenez mentioned that a couple times, that she had a blue Kia. And I was listening for that this time because of a message I'd gotten from somebody saying there's rumor that we see her later.
Oh,
so, no. Interesting.
And I don't know. So we'll have to, as we're reading, keep an eye out for is a blue Kia.
Oh.
So I'm just saying, kind of an interesting.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see. Oh, yeah. All the bra stuff was hashtag relatable. When you're young, you don't think you need an advance directive. Oh, sorry. My mother does this every time. I'm so sorry. I turned my ringer off and everything. Yeah. Oh, gosh. Yeah. I ate at the diner that was destroyed before the book took place. Oh, my gosh. That's so cool.
Wow.
From Pulp Fiction. Now I kind of want to read the book. Very cool. I grew up in Riverside, California in summer and fire season. Oh, man.
Oh, not Riverside. That's dry. Dry.
Oh, no. There's only one mother in her books. I think it can be.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
No.
The hypoglycemia was relatable as a diabetic, and the episode she had. Oh, there's even another thing. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. I'm not saying who it could possibly be, because I don't know, but I'm just saying, just keep that in mind. I don't know.
But you know what? The one I'm thinking of, it can't be. So I'm
hoping it's not.
I feel like we thought this, like the three of us thought the same thing for a second, but I don't think it can be. So
okay.
I just
we're gonna keep our eyes peeled.
Yes.
Ears open on
That's
this
what we're gonna do.
Yeah. For the next few months.
I'm gonna be reading these books with like a Sharpie. Where's the blue Kia?
I know.
I'm gonna search in the ebooks. Blue Kia.
Right?
That's actually smart.
That is genius.
Karina always has the best ideas, I swear.
I love it. So, ladies, firefighters in books, yes or no? Do we love that?
Yes.
That was a yes.
Always yes.
I never read firefighters in books. I feel like there should be more. There's not a whole lot that I could find.
There should be more.
You know, the one that pops in my head is Always Mine.
Yes.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yes.
What's
It's
that about? Tell us about
It's
that.
like a small town romance, friends to lovers. So kind of similar. It's not like super heavy firefighter stuff, I think, but he's a firefighter.
You do get some scenes with him fighting fires.
Yeah. Really good.
Yeah.
I like how we were all thinking the same book. Literally, the cover was in my head as you were saying, I know a book.
That's it. It's a good one, though. It's small town, great small town vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Firefighters, a less problematic first responder than police. Everyone loves firefighters. More firefighters. Yeah, I love when Josh is like at the counter and the nurses are all excited because he's in like a firefighter. He's like, everybody loves a firefighter.
I love how they're all invested too in Kristen and his relationship.
That is so real, though. That is so real. I used to work at a hospital, and like when you have patients that you see, like when you have people there that you just see every day, like you are locked in, you are invested in what's going on in their lives, and it's like, tell me, sis, tell me everything.
I love it. I love that. So fun. My uncle was one, even designed trucks for Southern California. A visit to the fire station is always in order.
Yeah. I can attest. I literally live walking distance from a firehouse.
Oh,
those men, those uniforms. Listen, I may be taken, but I be looking. Okay, well, tell you what.
You guys still work.
These odds work well. Okay.
One of my friends, like when we were like in middle school or something like that, you know, she said something and we looked at her, we were like, oh, you can't say that. Like, you know, she goes and she's like, I can still look off the menu, I just can't order. And that's what she told us.
I love it. Oh, that's so cute. That is so cute. I love it. Firefighters in books always make me think of Blue Smoke by Nora Roberts. Ooh. I have to glance at that one. Love EMTs too. Yes.
They're trained, you know, multi-trained.
Christina, that's Karina's husband playing games in the back. Oh.
Sorry, I try to mute it. I just try not to make any facial expressions, so we just gloss over it, you know.
We call it our ambiance.
Yeah.
The next door neighbor is a retired firefighter. I always vote how his lawn signs tell me about the fire budget and commissioner. Oh, there you go. That's it. Hot enough to stop your heart, trained enough to start it again. Oh,
I'm not gonna lie. I read the comment above that. My brain went straight to the gutter. I thought you were gonna talk about him mowing his lawn. I was like, in it with his shirt off. I was like, yes.
Oh my goodness.
There's so in where we live, at least, it's October is fire prevention month, or there's like a week, and my kids are all like, can we go to the firehouse? Because they have open houses. And like the second week of October, I'm like, yes, we can. Absolutely.
Of course. This is for the kids, okay? This is for the community.
For the children. For the children, yes.
For the children, Bea.
It's for everyone. It's for everyone.
It's a family affair.
I love it so much. Oh my gosh. I love it. You know what's what, Deborah. And I love, did you see what Sock said? He's in his 80s.
Hey, I don't know what you like. I don't know what you like. Okay.
Well, age gap moment.
He could be well built in his 80s. I don't know.
Kaylani said, I'm not gonna yuck your yum. All right. Like
I'm not gonna judge you.
I love it. Yes, Deborah. Yes. It's for research and development purposes. Yes, it is.
There you go.
Yes, it is. It's like that new tornado movie gif of that cowboy. Yes.
Glenn Powell doing the Lord's work out there. Okay. Doing the Lord's work in a cowboy hat. Okay.
I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't watched it. I want to see it too for those research purposes.
For the plot.
We got to know what to do in case of tornado.
Literally for the plot. It's like Karina said, you know, like on social media when they're like, I'm watching it for the plot. The plot.
And it's just like them in different clips.
That's it.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's talk about a couple Easter eggs that are not going to spoil anything.
Okay.
Nadia cakes. At one point, Kristen takes some Nadia cakes over to smooth things with the nurses. What do we know about Nadia cakes, guys? Any?
That is her real life.
That's Abby's,
right?
Yeah, her real life bakery that she does it in all of her books, as far as I know, right?
Yeah.
Which is so cute.
I know, and you can actually get them ordered to your house. We should totally do that by the end.
Yes,
Like with a new book.
Yes.
Oh
Oh my God, let's do that.
Title for it now, right?
I'm down.
Done. Done. We'll order them. We'll have them in our
Perfect.
homes.
Our last live, we'll have Nadia cakes.
Yes.
Stunning. That is.
I love that idea.
Yay.
So I became a member of Discover Forever recently, which is super exciting, except then I was like, oh no, now I have more books to read. Oh good, because I don't have enough books to read. But I'm excited, but they're gonna send books. And then what the really other cool thing is I get to do like anything on NetGalley. I get like an auto approval from Forever, which is fun. But they're gonna send me, at least for the fall, they're gonna send me a book a month. And then surprise books, some more books. I'm like, oh, good, yay. But I'm really excited.
Fun.
Do what?
What is Discover Forever?
Yeah.
So it's a group of, I guess, influencers that if you, I can send you an email if you want. I had been in their newsletters and they said you can apply quarterly to join, and they're looking for particular people that can really hype their stuff, and I applied and they said yay, and I was excited.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I'm
That's
really
super
really
fun.
excited. I'm really excited because I love Forever, but they actually gave us all a list of all the books for the rest of this year and then the first half of next year, and said let us know what you're interested in, and if there's any that you need physically, we'll see about getting you a copy. And so I saw Will Always Remember Me. What is the name of the book coming out? The next
You'll remember me.
Say you'll
Say You'll
remember.
Remember Me. Thank you. Which even the title makes me want to tear up. Say You'll Remember Me. I'm ready to cry already. But so I said, I need that. And that's the one I need. And they emailed Dana. Her name is also Dana Quadrano from PR. She's like, that's going to be a tall order because everybody wants that one. And you might need to sort of email saying like, why? And so I actually said like, we've got a book club.
Yeah.
I sent her like links and stuff. I'm like, look. So hopefully I'll get it. I'm really hoping to get it. So anyway, I'm just so excited. So
That would be amazing.
wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see more Nadia cakes and all that good stuff. Oh, we got more. Let's see what's going on about Forever. If you guys want series, I'll email you and you can see. It's really cool. Like they do it quarterly and they have new people every quarter where you tell them what you want and they will mail it to you. And
so
extra
cool.
books that you kind of like. And then again, like for NetGalley, I think it's Forever, ironically, Forever. But NetGalley, you're auto approved.
Wow.
And I was like, this is so cool. So
Cool.
yeah, I was
That is
very
really cool.
excited. It's just more books that I need to read. Which is a good problem to have.
Yeah.
The TBR is never ending anyways, so why not add a few more?
Yeah.
No, so true. Didn't she win the Cupcake Wars? Yes. She won with Nadia Cakes. I say if you start a business and write bestsellers, you have every right to promote the one and the other.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Is she like just super like multi-talented?
Very. It seems.
Yeah.
If you follow her daughter too on Instagram, I don't follow
Well, I
her
don't follow her daughter. I
daughter.
follow her, but I see her daughter, and I'm like, wow, she's talented as well. And I'm like, did it just miss everybody else and give it to all of Abby Jimenez's family?
Yeah.
Right? It's amazing.
That's
It's
so
amazing.
awesome.
Yeah, she won the food one.
I didn't know that. I didn't even know she did Nadia Cakes or she was on Food Network or anything.
Yeah.
I just knew like her dogs and then her books, and that's it.
Yeah, there's so much to know. This is a busy lady. This is a busy lady. Let's see. Another Easter egg. We at certain points when Josh and Kristen are at either at the karaoke night or when they go out for trivia, there's music like a crappy Lola Simone song that they mentioned.
Wait, what?
Right? So
Who's Lola Simone? I'm lost.
I want to say it so bad.
I know. Well, this is what we know so far about Lola Simone, and we'll be excited to know this later on. But what we know so far is essentially she's like a Lady Gaga or Britney Spears kind of character, right? Would you say, Karina?
No, somebody text me. I don't have any brain cells.
Like an international star that comes later.
No.
Okay. I'll text you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
For anybody.
My synapses are not even close to firing. Okay?
Nope. No.
The brain is not braining.
My brain is. I love with it. I love that. So yeah, and then the other Easter egg leads us into the. Oh wait, I don't want to miss the comment. I'm lost, Karina. Well, it's okay because this is only the first book. I'm just telling you just to keep it on your noggins for later. We've heard about Lola Simone and her terrible movie or a terrible song.
We got to remember the Camry, the blue Camry.
No, yeah. You're gonna confuse me, Tara.
Sorry.
I'm gonna have to write it down because I'm gonna be like, was it a gray Honda? No, I don't know what it was.
My bad.
I'm gonna remember. You're so cute. And then the next and last Easter egg I want to talk about actually leads us into the next book. Again, we have to be careful about spoilers, but bring it up. Sloan is obsessed with a video by Jackson Waters, The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, which is an actual song. I don't know if you guys know that.
Oh,
but it's a song. It's a sad song, and my children have just come in the house, and my dog opened the door. So now I'm going to mute for a sec. But you guys can talk about that if you want for a sec.
Does that mean that that's going to be the love interest, Mr. Jackson Waters?
Well, I know
there was a quote.
It's a musician. I'm pretty sure.
Well,
wait, what's the quote?
Say again.
I did highlight a quote when they were talking, that scene where she keeps rewatching the music video, and Kristen asked, "Why do you like this so much?" And Sloan said, "Because I feel like those men, like a storm came and sank something strong, and now I'm lost at sea, drowning." And she uses drowning in a future book as well as like such a good metaphor for like being stuck in grief and kind of being just stuck in life and stuff. And I just love that.
Yeah,
that is a good quote.
Yeah.
And then Tara, you said in the synopsis it has something about a musician.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's a musician, right?
Well, that goes to like playlist. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I read it
on tour in Australia? His name is Jackson, but Jackson could be a stage name.
Oh, we're gonna have so much fun. We're gonna have so much fun.
Can I read it tomorrow? Can I read it right now?
I know, right? We're just gonna turn this into sprints and we're just gonna start reading. I wish, right?
That quote though that Karina just said, that was like emo.
Yeah. That's sad.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
Which makes me think, like, do they both, like in this one, do they both have some sort of trauma? Because obviously she has trauma because she lost her fiance. And then if he's writing songs and that is him, I don't know. Are we going to find out? Oh my goodness, I'm excited for this one.
You're going to love it so much. Yeah. Abby's the book industry's Taylor Swift with all these Easter eggs, right? And how
things really is.
So you really pay attention when you read, because you'll see like little Easter eggs in all the books for other stuff, which is so fun. We can hear your thoughts.
She's really good at that. Like when I read, one time I read her book, I'm shocked by something that she puts in there. Like I'm like, huh? How did that? And you did what?
I know. So excited.
She's a mastermind.
Really.
Yeah.
So
unintended.
Yeah. Good one.
The Taylor Swift girls, their ears just went. Yeah. What did you say?
We're here.
And the fact that you guys said that her new book is "Say You'll Remember Me."
Yeah, exactly. That's the only reason why I remember.
Okay.
See, I wish I was a Swiftie because I want to get it, but I don't get it.
Okay. Well, we get it for you.
Is that from Red? Is that one? I can't remember. Or is it
1989?
Okay. I was like, well, I know it. I do.
Mm,
All the streams.
I love it. Anna
Sam's
Huang
right.
does that
Anna
good
Huang
too.
is, yeah, she's really good
I
at
need
that.
to read her. I need to read her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to do it when you all did the read along for Anna Huang, but I just couldn't.
That was very accelerated, and
It was.
We learned a lesson.
We sure did.
yeah.
That was rough.
That was in a month, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not keeping up. I can't.
Yeah.
That's fast. Yeah, that is. Yeah, that's hilarious. So when and where are we doing the Happy Ever After playlist? Our next book. Is that Tara?
Nope.
Yep.
It's on my. It's on my turn.
Oh, it's Karina.
Mhm.
Cool.
Stunning.
And it's in about a month, right?
It's October 8th, right?
It should be, I would
I'm
think.
pretty sure it's October 8th on Karina's channel, and it's Happy Ever After playlist. And time has not been decided as of yet.
You know what? It might be October 6th.
6th, I think.
8th is a
Sunday.
Tuesday.
Sunday.
Okay.
Or yeah. So the 6th probably. And we'll have
That makes more sense.
We'll have
Oh,
yeah,
today's
updates.
the 8th. That's where I got it from.
Yeah. That's what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. I got you.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I'm so excited about the next book. We're going to have so much fun. Is there I got through all my stuff. Is there anything that anybody wants to bring up or share? I'm going to mute for a second.
I did want to ask if anyone thought that the incident with Brandon, like, I know we kind of glossed over it, but like for me, I feel like that kind of detracted from our main couple in a sense. So I don't know if anyone else felt like that.
I agree. I do. I think that it took on such a huge emotional moment in there. Like and it being so close to the end. Normally when you're really honing in on like the couple and them, like, you know, after that third act breakup, you know, like getting together, I agree that I think it was an interesting time to put it in the book.
Yeah, but I wonder if that was just to like gear up for book 2 mostly, you know what I mean?
Probably.
I definitely think that this shows her growth when it comes to writing series and how she sets up her characters.
Yeah.
Because I think that this was the best way to bring the next character in? No. Did it gut me in every possible way? Absolutely. But I think that if it had to stay in the book, I would have preferred it in the middle as opposed to the end, when it really should have been about the characters finding their solid ground instead of everything's crumbling underneath them from somebody else's experience and them trying to stand on this little rock in the middle, you know? Anything else?
I'm seeing a lot of great comments here. And I wanted to say, is anyone feeling, as I'm going through these comments too, did anyone feel like they changed their review rating for better or worse? Or are we're just where we were? Dana's like, still 2. You're so cute.
I'm still a 2, yeah.
Okay. You know, fair enough.
Yeah.
I think that for me, I'm going to go down to a 4.5, only because I do think that some of the dynamics of the storytelling weren't my favorite of Abby's, but I still really enjoyed the book. So I think I'm going to go down to a 4.5.
Give me more time. Okay.
I'm still staying at a 4. I was thinking, should I, send it down? But I was like, no. It's solid for a debut. Like, and if I think about it like that, there is a lot and there are some flaws, but I mean, I've read worse that are not debuts, so
True.
I can forgive Abby.
Yeah. See, that's the thing look, like I feel like I'm being too harsh because for a debut, and I truly have read worse. Come back to me in 2 seconds, okay?
She said, "Let me think about it again."
I think I'm sticking to a 3.
Okay.
I didn't love it and I didn't hate it. Yeah. It's not a bad rating.
It isn't.
No, a 3 is a good rating. 3 is a good rating.
Better than half, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and did you guys, sorry, again, like my husband just left and the kids are here. He had to go do something. And so they're all like, no, we need you, even though you just saw them. So I apologize. I missed something. But did you see that Crystal just said that she wrote the Happy Ever After playlist first? Did you guys talk about that already? And that's why she had to do away with Brandon. Because but now that makes me feel a little bit better, actually.
The friend zone first.
She wrote it,
but she published the other one first. Is that what happened?
Yeah, I wonder why that
must
be. Yeah, that's interesting.
And I remember her saying in her author's note too that part of the reason she did the friend zone the way she did is that she had a friend who was dealing with, or no, maybe that's the Happy Ever After playlist. She wrote about a friend who was dealing with depression after an accident of her spouse. That is, never mind. That's this one. I'm so sorry. We can talk about that next time. But it was sort of to help her process her friend's emotions after trauma, and that's part of why she wrote this. So maybe that's why she wrote that one first for her friend.
Yeah, and it might have come down to, like, especially when you're getting published. Maybe it came down to publishers being like, I think there should be a story before this. And so they had her publish that another book first to get into that one. That could have played a role, maybe, but I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's a great,
Yeah.
Sorry.
You're cute. No. You're fine.
Yeah. Nobody's worried.
No. You're so sweet. I'm so sorry. Okay. Okay, so this was amazing. I'm so thankful to have all of you guys on. I loved hanging out with you. This was my first chance to hang out with Kaylani, Karina, and Dana. Yay. Yeah. And of course, Tara, who's my long-suffering friend who's always doing something. But yeah, I
don't think anybody can suffer hanging out with you, Bea. You just you're a ray of sunshine. That's not possible.
Oh, your check is in the mail. You're so wonderful. You're funny. Yeah, I just can't wait for next month. And yeah, Karina, we're gonna have
I'm really excited for the Happy Ever After playlist.
Yeah.
It's the first one that I wanted to read, like when I was watching YouTube and like adding everything to my Goodreads.
Yeah.
That was the one that came up.
Oh, good.
I'm excited.
Oh, yeah. All right. So I guess we'll just go ahead and say goodbye and hope everybody has a great rest of your weekend. It's not over yet. There's still more relaxing fun and reading to be had. So thanks again for coming and hanging out with us, and we will see you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.